Hey, Bill Shaka here. Welcome to another edition of Crush Your Company's Quota. Welcome sales managers, directors of sales, chief marketing officers, executive vice presidents of sales and marketing, chief revenue officers. And I gotta get my hair done. I'm starting to look like Trey Gowdy. Today I'd like to discuss a topic in sales leadership. This came from a discussion that I was having with the sales manager about trying to coach some marginal performers and some better performers. And I'll explain the situation as I get on. Let me give you basically the title of it, Sales Leadership. It's not about being nice. It's about being fair. You know, one of the biggest problems that we have, I think, in more expansively, if I could put on my sociology hat here, in modern living, not necessarily just modern business, is trying to treat everybody the same. That is, in terms of business, the absolute kiss of death. You can't treat everybody the same. You know, it's like if you're a parent, if you have two kids, and one of them did exceptionally well in an exam and the other did horrid. And you know the reason why? The one that did exceptionally well studied their ass off, and the one that did exceptionally horrible played video games and didn't study. Do you want to reward the one that did well? Of course you do. Do you feel sorry and want to reward the one that did poorly? What you are doing is you are internalizing that negative behavior. So they know they're going to get an ice cream soda, even though they didn't do well. You are simultaneously mismotivating the poor performer, and you are demotivating the good performer. Because your child that did very well by studying is going to be sitting next to the one who sucked. They're both getting the same reward. And they've got to be thinking, why the hell should I work this hard? He got the same ice cream soda as I did, or she got the same ice cream soda as I did. You know what? It works like that in business also. It's getting toward the end of the month. One of your top performers, 110% of quota, needs to take a day off. What do you say? You're at plan. Go ahead. One of your mediocre performers, they're at 85% of plan. They want to take a day off. What do you say? Well, I would dig deeper. Why? Is it health related? Is it family related? Or do you just want a day off where you can go get a foot massage? And I'll tell you this, if it is not a necessity to take the day off, I would bring up to them the fact that they are 15% off plan. They've got 3 or 4 days to do it. Do you really want to take a day off? And I would judge their reaction to that. Because this is telling you something about not just their present performance, but about their future performance based upon their reaction to what you're saying to them. You know, in this critically woke environment that we're in right now, it becomes politically incorrect to bring up faults or errors or things that are not being done properly. How the hell do you expect to grow? How do you expect to grow? You need to know what you're doing right so you could reinforce it. But you also need to know what you're doing wrong so you could stop it. Look, I can remember in 3rd and 4th and 5th grade having to write my multiplication tables and the teacher walking around the room with a ruler. And if you make a mistake, getting cracked in the knuckle. Not necessarily a good thing. I have arthritis in a few of these knuckles now. But the fact is this. For as painful as that was, I learned my multiplication tables. Now, I'm not suggesting that you walk around with a ruler. and wrap the knuckles of those that are under plan. But what I'm saying is this. You can, in fact, bring up errors or omissions or telling an individual that they can't do something because they're not up to plan. That's their job. If they were in accounting and their job was to balance the trial balance by the end of the month, and the end of the month was there, and the trial balance wasn't balanced, what would you do as the controller? I mean, let's face it, you'd have to tell them, you didn't do your job this month. If your job as a salesperson is to hit 100% of quota, and you hit 85% of quota, you didn't do your job this month. If the trial balance is off by $5, it's not balanced. If you hit 85% of the quota, you didn't do your job. Now, I hope you don't think I'm being overly harsh or overly critical. I'm not trying to. I'm being more intense because I don't have a hell of a lot of time here. I'm already at the 6-minute mark, and I want to try to keep this down. But what I am saying to you is to treat individuals, treat them in accordance with how they're treating you as their boss. How are they treating you? It depends on how well they're doing their job. You know, if I can go out on an organizational limb here, the amount of respect that an employee has for you can be shown on how well they're doing their job. Because you are directly responsible for them. Treat people fairly, not all the same. Treat them fairly. Take your sales staff, grow them, be fair, be honest, be candid. And if you're doing that, you and your salespeople are going to be crushing your company's quota, and you're going to be happier as a result. Build that sales culture. See ya.